All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Market's going to open here in a little bit. We'll see what's what. There you go. Let's check out FinViz. Pretty flat futures. Crude at 32. We didn't look at crude at all yesterday. Oh, yeah, it has been doing good. Breached a little shelf of price action. Looks like middle of last week. And man, do we have lots of stuff on my ads today. Hey, what's up, George? Good morning. Morning. Sorry, being silly today. Markets, yeah, opening pretty much flat. Looks like we've got AVR, Mongo, Roku, Tesla, Okta. Morning, Rob. And quite a few more red today. Carvana leading the charge to the downside. So we saw those beaten down stocks yesterday really have a crazy day. UAL up another 6% on top of yesterday's 21 or 22 with really excellent volume, the biggest green day we've seen. Would have been a pocket pivot except for that pesky bottoming day, 74K versus 73K basically. So we'll see how it does today. We had a nice one-day pamp with the losers of the bunch, and I don't know, we'll see what happens from here. IVR up another 4% today. That's our REITs, kind of our our look into the REIT world, which we don't spend a lot of time in, but and dividend is tomorrow, and then earnings are a week after that. Wonder what REITs are going to be showing earnings and such. Hmm. AYX, which is kind of range bound here. BYND, which had the nice pump out of earnings, and now we've been consolidating. Zoom recovering a little bit today. Nvidia. All right, nice and tight up there. Small little gap. Earnings on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Earnings on Thursday for Roku or Nvidia. Come on, Roku. I'm trying to get freaking Roku up in here. All right, so Roku seems to have double bottomed on us, and we're gonna hopefully try to rally back on through. What's up, Ellie? Soxel down a little bit, PayPal down. Basically, might as well be flat. Now it's up, still flat. Okay. Yesterday was nuts. What was that cannabis ACB? That it that was up 8 trillion% yesterday? I think it was up 8 trillion%. Up to 75, closed at 50. That's right, Ellie. That's how I measure the markets. Is ACB up 50%? Oh, just sell everything. Sell it all. Sell it all. Did you get out of that bad boy yesterday? That was a nice one day pumper right there. RH Tesla. Okay, so kind of a mixed bag today. Everything was off to the races yesterday, so today they're taking a breather. They're like, oh, oh, oh gosh, that was fast. Yeah. What are you doing? Nothing today. I'm not doing anything. Okay, me either. Okay, maybe not exactly that, but it kind of feels like it a little bit. Well, yeah, but did you FOMO out on some gains, some sweet gains? Oh, okay. See, that's a trading plan. That's smart. I'm getting 50% or I'm losing 50%. That's it. I'm done with this stock. That's my new plan. See, you've been paying attention. Let's look at how fared yesterday for all these airlines and such. Delta, another nice volume day. LUV. It's one of these hard to draw a trend line on. Not really great volume yesterday in LUV. United Airlines had a really good volume. The Delta was pretty good. American Airlines, still okay. Volume again, not tremendous. UAL appeared to have the best day of the bunch. It was leading our whole screener at the end of the day. All right, let's check out some of the MJ ones, how they fared yesterday. CGC, kind of been a leader for a while. I got way too much space on this one. I need to see 363 weeks in the future, huh? Looks like we were supported at 10 on this prior little cup base down here, going back to way over here. Tilray still hasn't broken out of the cup and handle. It's just hanging out. Got pretty extended yesterday and came all the way back down. So maybe another false start for MJ stocks. CGC, Tilray. Let's look at the MJ ETF, which actually did have a good day, probably due to ACB. Massive volume in that one too. We'll see how that goes. Today volume's not that impressive, but we've already had quite a bit of price action. Why CBD? I don't know why CBD. Okay. Have its own earnings. 518 before market. Yeah, so yesterday was earnings for this one. Hard to say if that was an ACB pump or an earnings pump. Is this a NASDAQ? Doesn't say over the counter, so it may actually be a real stock. No news on this thing. Oh, never mind. 518. There's news. Confirms it's on track to be cash flow positive this year. And that's all there is to that one. EPS 40 cents. Yeah, actually positive. 45, 40 cents. And we'll see how it goes. Mixed bag. All these MJs just appear to be mixed bags. Tesla's flat. That means it's a great short. That's how that works, right? Just making sure. Any battery day plans yet? I want battery day. Tesla full self-driving option costs rise by $1,000 by July 1st. No, I don't know about that, Rob. MJ is still sketchy. I said this a while back to you guys. I was likening it to the 3D printing boom, which was two stocks for like 2 years. Maybe this one was six stocks for 1 month. I have no idea. With the side action, Tesla's a good to play an option. I mean for a put for your short, yeah, as long as you can stomach the loss, that's fine. Panasonic hopes to recharge Tesla battery partnership eyes Gigafactory expansion. They're like, please don't go, Tesla. You make the most batteries in the world, and I want to be a real boy. I don't know how that comes into play, but that's what I had. Whatever direction you want. Well, right now for options, I don't want any direction. I'm happy just with the stock. It's in a weird spot. Like it looks like it's in a cup and handle. There's your cup, there's your handle, right? But it just feels weird. It would launch from 1,000 maybe on up to 2. It could happen. Could happen, but it just seems a little bit weird to me. Okay, a company seeing strong demand for Tesla battery cells and is in talks to expand the Nevada Gigafactory. Panasonic and Tesla have had an agreement that lays out their cooperation on a large-scale battery manufacturing plant known as the Gigafactory. Thanks. News announcement. Deteriorating over the past few years, Tesla moving to make its own batteries. Strong demand from Tesla beyond the Nevada plant's capacity at 35 gigawatt hours per year. Okay, not much after that. Yeah, I mean, if this is a, I don't know, I still have kind of a hard time believing it's going to rocket up from here too. I don't know, maybe a move down, but I'm not sold on that either. I'm not really sold on much right now, at least in terms of Tesla. Like I like this as a cup and handle, but it's not super duper either. The volume on the right side isn't that expansive. We kind of have a lazy last leg here, but yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it goes through large swaths of undulations, if you will. Probably more like this than anything. That's a breakout failure right there. Right at recent highs. So maybe that's our future. Pump up and then a move lower and do a resistance point, which would be basically our $1,000 level. Come up here, hit 960, maybe poke at 1,000, and then sell off again. So he has a lot going on right there. Carvana is still leading us to the downside today. Let's take a walk around our actionable list and see what we're made of. MJ still up above the trend line. Not sure when that's going to do anything. LAD Lithium Motors. ESNT still stuck in a low consolidation there. Still hasn't broken back out. Ping, Zixer. iRobot yesterday with a nice expansion out for whatever reason. I guess they wanted that one. Micron not too bad. Pays, what's Roku doing? Looks like just double topped a little bit. Pretty low volume today. Yeah, look at that compared to the rest of the days here. Pretty low volume. Hopefully it's a low volume shakeout and not a lack of buying pressure. I guess we'll find out. GMAD, PFPT, DHI, trying to expand out. Pizza failing. Oh, we forgot to go to the pizza thing last night for the school. Darn it. School fundraiser. RH trying to break range yesterday. Pocket pivot. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Oh, Tesla looks fantastic. PFPT. Visa with a pop up. Rob, you still got your Visa? There you go. See, you got to be a little bit patient with these things. It's everywhere you want to be. Starbucks consolidating, not much going on there. AVGO, Tron, Trans, IMDb. JD.com yesterday with a huge day. Look at the volume yesterday. Look at the black space on my chart. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Look at that. Bam. GoJD.com. Too excited for entry. EPAM, cup and handle. What's up here? Come on. Come on, weekly. Get with it. Kind of a weak one, too. Match.com. Long-term turnaround play for Match. I believe I've added this already to the long-term turnaround list, but we'll do it again. Maybe we'll go visit the long-term turnarounds today. Looks like we already had a spike low into the 50-day or 200-day, supported the 50-day. Amazon's been looking great. Can't argue anything bad about Amazon. Yesterday it was just poking up. Where is Amazon? I don't see it on here. It may have been skipped as my list constantly moves. Baba breaking out of a smaller range yesterday. Facebook, another possible long-term turnaround play. I think this one's near horizontal, but you get the gist of it. GLD. Yesterday with a pretty weird, bad day, I guess, then. I don't know. Gold's weird. Fortinet. Bam, little consolidation. Big day yesterday, though. There was definitely some selling pressure. All the volume came at the end of the day on, looks like a dark pool, dark pool trading. Twilio gave it up yesterday. Okay. Oh, really, Rob? Did you call them yesterday? You better say yes. You better say yes. Lockheed Martin looking really nice right here. Wow. That's two pocket pivots for Lockheed Martin. That actually looks like it may be ready to pop. Oh gosh. Rob, you suck. All right, pick up your phone. See, I was leaving you to be a little bit of a responsible adult. I should have learned after my time with Ellie. That's, I can't expect that out of people on YouTube. So, get your phone. Actually, you got to go to the website first to get their phone number, and then pick up your phone and then dial some numbers. Hold on a second. And 911. Yeah, right? Yeah. I just got done running a race, was really tired yesterday, and then now I gotta call because my money's gone. What do I do? All right, Lockheed Martin with two pocket pivots, I think is awesome. Now I gotta look at a Lockheed Martin trade. Thanks, market. Look what you're making me do. Well, call them and get your options, Rob. Don't wonder, call. Stop wondering and just start calling. Or you have to wait for the Horitz Dershowitz letter. Do you own Lucky Coffee? You're gonna have to be part of a lawsuit. 300 million to help their suppliers. Well, I don't know about better than BA. All I know is it's got two pocket pivots the past couple of days. So lack of selling pressure, seeing some buying pressure step in. And yeah, taking it on the chin this morning, Boeing. UAL going down too. They are. They are going down a little bit this morning. Our volume's pretty heavy too. Wow. Yeah. Maybe it's just a short covering day. Who the hell knows? To see about that. Yeah, it was a lot. That was quite a bit. Yeah, it could be, Ellie. Yeah, it could be a good day to buy. Boeing, Delta Airlines, AMD got a bid today. AMD in the cup and handle, early breakout right there. No pocket pivots though. I like the Lockheed Martin pocket pivots. Kind of intrigued by that one. Not really sure what kind of move we're going to get out of it, but there's definitely a potential trade on the table here. We're sitting right next to that trend line. So check out Globalist for a second while Lockheed decide what it wants to do with its life. Baidu, not too bad. Oh, look at that. Way out of some crazy lows. Nice day yesterday. Beyond Meat, 7%. Oh, look at those guys going up today. Good volume, too. Maybe this was another expansion day out of a small little base. Take-Two Interactive, long-term turnaround play. Go. Bam. When does this one have earnings? 5:20. So tomorrow. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think getting into Chinese stocks as they first to open would be a good idea. I'm not 100% sure on that one, buddy. I like Take-Two and Nvidia blasting off here. Not stopping. Here, actually, with a bull flag. Yeah, I don't comprehend what you're asking, is what it is, yeah. I don't understand the question. ED, another Chinese stock with a little bit of a downtrend, trying to come back. Skyworks, recent highs. Ruger trying to come back like Obama's in office. Boom, Obama joke. Well, not really an Obama joke. AMD going. Oh, gotcha. From the pandemic, I don't know if you're talking about the open of the market or what. I don't know. Are they open? I don't know the status of China. I mean, the Chinese names have some pretty good charts. I mean, Baidu is kind of a first pop scenario. Hard to buy up here, but well, Well, I would say you made yourself type more words. It's not my fault. It ain't my fault. I'm just reading what you put down. See, we go food there over to the place, and they have great. You Kanglish. You Kringlish. Sounds like Pringles. I love Pringles. Is the Fed turning stocks into a bunch of shit coins with no fundamentals? No. I would argue no, they are not. What I think is happening, and this is just a thought because, I don't have the exact perfect lens to be, looking at all these types of stuff. What I think is actually happening is that, um, say you take a helium balloon, it starts losing helium, okay? So the Fed comes along, pumps more helium into it, and patches the hole. I think that's what's happening. I think the fundamentals still remain, um, but I think that I see the hard part for me, and maybe hold on a second. The hard part for me and trying to analyze all this and trying to get an effective view on it is that money printing that the Fed's doing and the raising of capital requirements for leverage. I don't know how that directly correlates to the stock market. If I knew that mechanism, I could probably try to figure it out a little bit better. But it's not like the Fed's buying every stock on the S&P 500. I'd be really shocked if they were. Now they're buying corporate debt, so they're indirectly giving money to companies, but they're still kind of getting a return on their investment, which is the Fed is like Fed's the godfather, okay? You will take this money. You'll pay me 1%. What? 1% on 3 trillion. What the fuck? 3 trillion? Yes, on 3 trillion. God damn it, Godfather. That's like the Fed. I don't know how that exactly directly correlates to the stock market. So if they're buying Apple bonds, that's going to give Apple more cash to survive, which is going to give investors a little more confidence that Apple's going to survive. I think that's kind of how it works. There's a everyone likes to take this big picture view of, oh, Fed printing money, it all goes into stocks and we're good and stock market's good, but everyone else is broke. It doesn't exactly work that way. Okay, yes, everyone else is still broke. But I don't know if that money goes into bonds. Like during the 2008 crisis, we know a lot of that bank money went to bonds where they just got the yield. Like, thanks for this billions of dollars. Now we're just going to go make several hundred million a year off of all this money. That's how they got the money and we got screwed. This time, we got a little bit of money, but I don't know how well that bigger money correlates directly into the stock market. That's what I'm saying. But I've seen articles about purchasing junk bonds, high yield bonds, purchasing other derivatives of stocks, but not necessarily stocks directly. I still don't think they're there yet. Maybe one day. No idea. Could happen. Without Fed cash, the companies don't have fundamentals to survive, and basically, Fed is making them into shitcoins without any underlying value. Um, no, I disagree with. I mean, look, see, what the fuck do people want? You guys are gonna bitch about everything. Like, not you six people, but the whole fucking world. What the fuck do you want? Okay, do you want the economy to be fucking floated, or do you want no inflation? Your choice. What are you gonna bitch about? You're gonna bitch about one thing or the other. So just deal with the fucking market as it is and quit bitching. It's fucking annoying. See all this shit on Twitter. If in 2008 they did nothing, we had a Great Depression, guess who's the fucking enemy? The Fed. Not that I like the Fed, but I'm just saying the Fed did nothing. We're in a great recession for fucking 15 years, and we're going through it again. They do something. If it's too much, if it's too little, you can have that debate. But you want them to do nothing? Like literally, what the fuck do you want? I have no idea. You can't win. It is a no-win game. So you deal with the fucking reality. The reality is a bullish stock market. Who gives a shit about the rest? You don't control it. You can do nothing about it. So it is what it is. Apple's pumping. Market's up. What do you want to do? You want to bitch about it? You want to make a fucking trade? And see, that's the whole part missing from the debate. Oh, the Fed's pumping. Yeah, well, what's the alternative? What did you want them to do? If you've got a bunch of shit companies, do you want them all to go out of business? Is your complaint that you want 20% of small businesses to go bankrupt in 3 months? Okay, now are they devalued? Well, no, the business is still there. They're just keeping them afloat until the fucking customers come back. Does that make them worthless? No, it does not. It may in 3 months after the pandemic's over, you're still going to have some ships that are damaged. But like seriously, I don't even understand. I don't understand how everyone's complaining about everything all the time. Everyone's always complaining. Yeah, I care. Look, I've got kids. I care about my kids. I will care about my grandkids. At the same time, do you think there's more harm being done in all those businesses going bankrupt, or there's more harm in keeping all those businesses afloat? You make that choice. Everyone bitches because it's not their choice. That's the only reason people complain. If you were in the same shoes as the Federal Reserve with the same information, you can't sit in your living room couch and make decisions for the fucking country. Goldman Sachs isn't nibbling at your ear, giving you all this data, and JP Morgan and that data. And I know the big banks are in there. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. Yeah, it's a lose-lose. There's no winning. Everyone just bitches. No one thinks and everyone bitches. No one has a thought in their head anymore because of Twitter. I hear no nuances anywhere. And it's hard to have nuance with like a $3 trillion bill being proposed. I get it. I understand that. But zero nuance? No, not zero nuance. I'll take the nuance that more money should go to the fucking everyday person. I think during this whole thing, maybe they should go Andrew Yang and just print $1,000 a week and give $1,000 a week to everyone that is making under $100,000 a year, something like that. So you can support the businesses or whatever the case may be. I don't know where the rest of the 3 trillion goes. No, not bitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches. It's snitches, Rob. The bitches are fine. Snitches love bitches. Ooh, that's a new one. I like it. So sorry. I don't know why I got so triggered right there, but in terms of the fundamentals of the stock market, so Monkeytron in the Slack chat room was chatting with me and actually posted in Love and Politics too. It's like the economy is doomed for years. We're screwed. We're never coming back. I'm like, man, such doom and gloom abounds. What's up, Black? I'm relaxed. I just can't get over people that just can't think for themselves. And that's all I see on Twitter and Facebook with all these stupid people posting shit. You didn't get the check, Ellie? You should have gotten the check. There's a website you can check for that. You got a social security number, right? You don't get one? Oh, you made too much. You probably made too much too. Another stimulus check. Well, I don't know. I don't really follow the politics of the situation that much. I don't even complain about Trump that much. I may make a joker here and there, but you don't hear me bitching. Billionaires robbing from my grandchildren can go fuck themselves. Which billionaires again? I just want to make sure. If you say Bill Gates, you can get off my channel. If you're one of those people. Seriously, that we're having a huge conversation about that. about people blaming Bill Gates for the pandemic. Like, seriously, you do not have a common sense thread of thought in your head. Bill Gates causing a pandemic. You're out of your mind. Not that you are doing that. I'm not saying you are, but it just makes no sense to me. Look, if you actually want this to be as bad as a Great Depression, then yeah, don't do anything. And it will be as bad as a Great Depression. Probably. Now that we're 3 months into this, I was thinking we were going to quarantine for a month, like everyone was actually going to quarantine, actual safety measures instead of the bullshit, lame stuff the US generally does, which is half assed because it's cheaper, which is what we're doing. Sounds good, Hex. See ya, Bill Gates. Oh, you made too much, Rob? Oh, that sucks. Oh, you got the checks. Oh, gotcha. I only read the first thing. Everyone say bye to Hex. You can go troll on some conspiracy theory forum somewhere. All right, market proving to be a little bit bullish here today, 0.6%. Got Mo Green. Carvana's still down though. Well, I don't really have an opinion. If you heard everything I said right there, I don't actually have an opinion. I don't see any evidence that Bill Gates is doing anything, so that's not an opinion. That's a conspiracy theory. I never said the Fed did the right or the wrong thing. I said, what do you want? You make the choice. I never really gave an opinion. I mean, I guess I kind of gave an opinion saying, what do you expect them to do? But I never said they did the right thing. They had to do that. Never said that. I never gave anything. People that can't think for themselves, they just can't. Some people can't think for themselves. They just want to be fed stuff. They can't think for themselves at all. And I don't know exactly what got me triggered, but I didn't say anything wrong. Don't think if I offended you, it's because you can't think for yourself. If you want to come back with if you want to come back with an actual um, rebuttal or statement of fact, more than happy to talk. We do it every day. We do it every day. But yeah, I'm not even mad at Hex at all. I'm not mad at Hex. I got triggered for like half a second about that Bill Gates thing. That thing's weird. If you do believe that, you don't have a common sense thought in your head. That makes Bill Gates. Yeah, he waited until he's like, what is he now? Like 60? I think he's 58. The dude's young for being so rich. Absolutely young. He's waited till he's 58 to get weird. I argue he's just the same Bill Gates he was 3 years ago. A little bit manic over the things he loves and the ability to do something about it. Now, I don't think he loves giving people coronavirus. So, that, if you want to call that an opinion, I guess you could. All right. Yeah, we've turned pretty green here. A lot of the stocks up there. We got Restoration Hardware down, Roku down, Tesla down, Space down. Most everything kind of up though. MongoDB having a good day, 3%. Not quite up to yesterday's highs. Volume's minimal though. Pretty minimal. PayPal, you gonna go for it? Not elevated volume, but PayPal with some green days. Again, tight price action right there. Maintaining sideways. Soxel had a really big day yesterday actually. I think it was up like 12% or something. It doesn't seem like it, but was up something like 12%. Yeah, almost 14% at the close. That's pretty cool. AMD right at it. That's some nice block buying right there. That's pretty nice. I'm not sure if we're gonna be. We'll see if we get average. We're about what, 50 minutes in? 40 minutes in? All right, VTIQ. Not a lot of bottoming volume yesterday. Almost a double bottom. There's a little bit of bottoming volume there. 0.66 for the NASDAQ. Not bad. Look at the volume on Beyond Meat today compared to yesterday. Look at that. It's huge. So 4 million compared to only 8 million yesterday. Could be a breakout day. Owns the CDC. Doesn't own the CDC. It's a government agency. The dude saves kids from Africa from poop water. That's what the dude does. He's trying to basically single-handedly cure malaria. I mean, it's like saying Mother Teresa was a pedophile or something and was also a billionaire. Yeah, just because you say, I don't get it. See, okay, so based on, I don't know Hex's politics at all. You've got, sounds like a right winger, yet hates billionaires. I don't know how that works. Isn't that supposed to be the opposite? Aren't right wingers supposed to love billionaires? Into the Bill Gates conspiracy, which also kind of shoehorns you in with some right wingers. I'm not going to say all of them. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure about that. I will say one thing about the coronavirus pandemic. I think I said this on Twitter not too long ago. It's making the sides of politics tricky. All of a sudden against billionaires. So left wingers are supposed to be against billionaires, not the right wingers. Long term plays are due for a pullback. Well, we've had plenty of ammunition for a pullback, and we haven't had one. So we could at some point. I've always said I think it's kind of strange if we go right back into highs for the Nasdaq, but so far our trajectory is sending us there. We don't see too much distribution in the charts. We had another one more distribution day, I think. I think this day ended up being a distribution day. Um, the values, all these really beaten down ones, it just depends if you're going for like individual stocks or you're trying to play options or something because like you got, UAL and all these ones that had bellwether days yesterday. Well, not bellwether days, but big days, biggest in a while. You got UAL here with quite a bit of rotation, but not a lot of downside action. And yesterday with almost a pocket pivot, but a very high volume day nonetheless. And maybe trying to make some reversals. You got Boeing, which is arguably a very high quality company. Apparently, they can't make 737 Maxes, but they can do all kinds of other stuff. I think there's a lot of value here in those beaten down names. You just got to figure out which ones are going to come back. And it just depends your time frame too, Blair. Like, are you looking when you say long term? I mean, you've got 134 here, maybe going back up to 300 in BA at some stage, right? So that's basically 200 plus percent gain on Boeing over, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take. We're still sitting in here 2 years, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly, but Boeing's a pretty high quality company. I don't know if there's ever been a time in its history where it really stayed. So here's some times where it got its ass kicked. So here we stayed down for 2 years, then finally rallied back to highs. And this, when is this? This is '02. So there's the bubble right there. And so we went down here, partially rose and double bottom, then started a huge rally. So arguably this one took 4 or 5 years to get back to highs. So I guess it just depends on what your definition of long term is, you know? Yeah, big solid companies, absolutely. I wouldn't, be playing with any fly-by-nighters, but like best of breed Boeing, no one really does it better than Boeing. Airbus, but I'm not even sure if they're publicly traded. If they are, I think they're in Europe. Oh, here we go. So there's Airbus. I mean, there's Airbus, for a year. Yeah, see, that's a little bit more difficult, kind of narrowing down your time frame like that. Anything in that situation, um, I usually would go to my long-term turnaround list and look for long-term turnarounds. Now, some of these have already moved, but you got Auto Home right there, excuse me, which is a Chinese business. Square, which is in a long-term consolidation. Light was kind of playing around and fumbling with the. There's Square. So Square really hasn't gone into all-time highs yet. If we come out of this and everything's good, you could still find Square. MongoDB just starting to break out, long-term turnaround play right there. DocuSign's already well beyond this is a long-term turnaround play last year right down here. That one's already gone. Take-Two Interactive just breaking out as well. Whatever Court is. There you go. Long-term turnaround play for Court. Skyworks. Okta's already gone. Baba's getting gone. Amazon. We didn't look at Amazon. There's Amazon. You can always buy Amazon. You don't have to feel shy about it. Alibaba right there. Oh, we mentioned them already. Fortinet's already gone out of their long-term turnaround. Netflix already gone out of their long-term turnaround play. This one's almost too long for a long-term turnaround play. ABC. That's a nice high base. I'm looking at the weekly chart. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. I look up here when I'm talking about long-term. Usually looking up here for long-term turnaround plays in the weekly. Match.com still forming its base in its long-term, long big ass base. Domino's Pizza's already broken out of its big earnings gap before the pandemic. Constellation Brands long-term turnaround play. PFPT long-term turnaround play just failed at its trend line right there. Booking.com, yeah, also kind of failing its long-term turnaround play. Evercore Partners. I shouldn't have moved so fast. EVR, long-term turnaround play that looks like it failed. Of course, it could just be coronavirus, but on the daily chart, it was trying here. You see that there's actually increasing volume in the daily. It's kind of hard to see on that smaller chart, but you see the increasing volume as it tries to break the trend line there. And then the market just killed it. So BIAB long-term turnaround play potentially. 5 failed long-term turnaround play. Roku long-term turnaround play. Still in the works. Hasn't quite hit back that 140 level right in here. But Roku could be another one. I don't know about right here though. But I usually wait until these completely break out. Restoration Hardware already broke out and then failed with coronavirus, and now maybe you're getting a second opportunity. It had a pocket pivot yesterday too. So can't get mad at it. So I mean, there's some options out there. I think looking for these stocks that are trying to come back is advantageous. B825 is that what it was over here? Yeah, it started going on this tear from that 150 level. Yeah, it really had air superiority or superiority in that air industry for, I mean, almost ever. It's almost always had superiority. So it could be one of those like once in a decade buy opportunities for Boeing. But again, just depends on your time horizon. Just depends on your time horizon. That's everything in the markets. All right, see what's up. Mongo, Soxel, AMD, Papal, Okta, Iver, Restoration, Roku down. Tesla, no. You could buy Tesla. Maybe buy some Tesla. I think this still has some room to go. This is your Amazon of car companies. It's my personal opinion on that one. Big Tesla fan. Although it fails up there at 1,000, I may have to sell. Oh, another question for Hex. Did you give your check back? Did you give your check back to the government you got? I bet you all the people complaining about the government still cash the check. So, yeah, I saw on Facebook a lot of people were telling all people that don't like Trump, give the check back. Like, well, if you don't like the printing, are you giving the check back? Don't think too many people are giving that check back or not cashing that check. Some people will. You got 300 million people. There's, people are going to do anything and everything in that kind of a population base. But anywho, that was kind of an interesting question. All right, so mark it up here. At 5.6%. Cash a check. Trump is your prez. Oh, I hate politics so much. I just hate it. It's politics is the worst, man. It's the absolute worst. We need to change the whole political system. I don't know to what, but I don't know to what. Maybe like each issue needs to be voted on independently without like actual leaders for some of this stuff. You got to have like a military general and stuff, but I don't know. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. I'm not a Trump fan, but I don't like the feeling of hating Trump. Every time I feel like I usually don't go that far to say I hate the guy because I don't. I don't like some of the things he's doing. I don't wish some people wish he would actually die, like assassinate the president. Like I don't want that. Who the hell wants that? These are just differences of opinions. That's all they are. Differences in opinions. They should be debated about. They should be discussed thoroughly. And we just don't do that. Therefore we get nothing done. As you pump more cash, I'm afraid about holding too much on hands. Market could be a good way to put them to play. Um, Holding too much on hands. So I guess too big of a cash position. Well, that's what the TQQQ is for. It's a great way to make a non-informed smart decision slash informed decision. Morning, Mohammed. Um, I mean, I'm not mad either way. I'm not mad. I've got a little bit of cash, so I mean, it is what it is. I think some cash is fine, but I think if you have like over 25% cash right now, I think you're scared. At least with a longer term account. I don't know about with a you know, yeah, if you have like a retirement account, you've Muhammad's scared. Still holding S. Why are you doing that? Maybe I need to start yelling at more people. In case. In case what? In case they tank? In case. Well, you're going to see it if they tank, Muhammad. It's not going to be a surprise. It may gap down on you 2 or 3% overnight, but if it's going to be a continuation move, I mean, if you remember back up here, see what's going to happen is you're going to end up closing out that position and maybe wiping out gains you had elsewhere. It's not a good position to be in. I mean, unless you've managed that effectively, which I hope you have. So like here, look up here, the market was going strong, and then we started having distribution days. Even if you sold off on the third distribution day, you've there was another month of downtrend. I mean, we're gonna see it in the charts. It's not like it's gonna sneak up on you. We're gonna be down here. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna see some warning signs. Like I said, you may get a few gaps down, but um, you know, well, he said scared. He didn't say hedging. Those are two different things. A scared trade isn't a scared trade. Um, or the opposite of a scared trade, if you're being too overtly bullish, is the fact that there's not enough strategy. That's the word I'm looking for. There's not enough strategy there. If there's a strategy there, I'm cool with it. If there's a strategy, that's fine. Hedge is fine. I don't mind a hedge if it's well thought out. See, is that the whole purpose about a hedge is that it covers as much as your losses in case of a market downturn. So if you're only taking, let's say if you're just long the SPY, right? If you're long the SPY and then you take like 20% of your account and hedge with a 3 times short ETF, that would probably be a pretty decent effective hedge in that regard. That would be a decent effective hedge because you still have 80% of your account going up. So I see, I don't even like that. I don't even like that. If you're here every day, I don't think you need a hedge at all. If you're here every day, you can manage your portfolio. So just manage your portfolio. That's my opinion. So 25% of your account. Well, I would. So I mean, I've done that in a couple of spots, but then I reversed my hedge like here and here. I did throw that SQQQ hedge on, and then I reversed it very quickly because the market didn't roll over. So I reversed it very quickly. But I want to participate in the gains. I want to participate in the gains. It's not that I'm trying to be greedy, it's that I don't see the market rolling over yet. I don't see the signs. I did add a couple of hedges, but only for very short periods of time. The rest of the time, yeah, I mean, I would see, okay, well, so this is the NQ, right? Let's say right in the middle here, we're up 30%. If you're not up 30% from the low and you're hedging, it may be because of your hedge. So just revisit the strategy. Revisit the strategy. You can hedge anything. I mean, whenever you want. The question is it a wise thing to do? So if you're only up 10% and the market's up 30, if that's fine with you, then that's fine. Fine with me. I just want to make sure that you're making informed decisions and not scared decisions. That's right. Stay calm and buy the TQQQ. Well, hell, we've gone through 2 bear markets in the Real Stocks channel. How's it gone so far? You tell me. I'd argue pretty effing well. I would argue pretty damn good. Two bear markets, 2 bear markets almost in a row, and it's been managed very well. That's true, Rob. That is true. So, see, everyone talks about worst case scenario. Well, bear markets are worst case scenario, isn't it? And we've already managed 2 of them. Why can't we manage a third? I don't know. My account's looking just fine. Just fine. So, anywho, trade the charts. Just trade the chart. What are you even worried about depression for? Trade the chart. Trade, 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 trade. Just trade the charts. You can't worry about the rest of it. If you're worried about the rest of it, you didn't long this at all on the way up. If you're trading the news cycle, you would assume that we're down here at like 5,000 on the Nasdaq. You'd assume we're lower in somewhere. I don't know all, you'd assume we're lower, but if you've been trading the charts, you're trading the charts. Yeah, I got to get mine done. I got a little bit lazy with my 3 month extension. I should probably get that done. I just want to get it off my plate. Not much left to do, but I don't know if I can take my solar last year. I have to take it this year. That I'm not sure on. That I'm not sure on. Probably take it this year. Make my taxes simple for last year. Anyway, I don't mind the hedge. Just don't do it because you're scared. Do it because it's a wise portfolio decision move. Okay? You should not be scared with your investment money. You should. It's investing is a profession. Okay? The problem is a lot of people do it as a hobby. They don't do it as a profession. It doesn't take a huge mindset shift, in my opinion, to to take investing from a hobby into a profession. I really don't think it does. Be a little more analytical, less emotional. It may be difficult to do, but okay. Well, Muhammad, that's the best thing you can do is be honest with yourself. Yeah, and putting it out there on the chat is you holding yourself accountable. No, I'm not yelling at you at all, Muhammad. Not everyone's done that. Everyone's done that. So cash is devalued as we watch. Well, then you got to get it in the stock market. You have to put it in an inflationary asset. Yeah. No, I'm not mad, Mohammed, but when you get in those positions, you have to have an exit plan. You've got to have an exit plan because, you know, uh, stop going on the internet. Just stop going on the internet, people. Just stop it. Turn your internet off and just have your phone glued to my channel because I'm the only one that isn't going to sensationalize stuff. But I mean, look, I get it. Trillions printed, inflation is likely coming. I understand that. I'm not, but does that do you any good with investing? Does that do you any good with investing to be filled with all this garbage? Or I mean, I what what news article, what news article ever in your entire investing life has led you to gains? Which one? Which investing article? Which blog post? Which Twitter post? Point one article out to me that has made you any money at all. The only money. Okay, so Ellie's got nothing. I can name one for me. One. I can name one. The XRP pump back when they said that they had locked all their stuff into their trust accounts. That was it. That was it. That one. XRP's only had massive pumps based on the news of them locking up their supply. That's the only time XRP is pumped if you actually look at the chart and look at like the real pumps. They've had little pops here and there, but that's it. Not even crypto. Not but that's the only thing that I can think of stock market wise. Um, I would say you could maybe argue a news article has told you about a company that you didn't know about before, likely, but no single news article about inflation, deflation, whatever. It doesn't matter. No news article has made you money. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. So, we've had inflation over the past 30 years. You people are X years old, and we've had inflation the entire time. Okay? So, 30 years ago, do you have more money today than you did 30 years ago? How would you have done it differently understanding inflation 30 years ago? Could you have done anything different? Would you have done anything different? Maybe even 10 years ago. Pick a time frame. No, you won't do anything different. You guys have the amount of money you have, the runway you have. Inflation, not in your hands. Not in your hands. What you could say is that 20 years from now, you could say, "Oh, I had a shit ton of cash since the COVID crisis because I was scared, and then inflation hit, now my cash pile is cut in half." You could say that, which means that your cash should be probably invested in some type of an inflationary asset, such as a stock market or a house. Go buy a house or a stock market. I don't care which one. Doesn't matter to me. So what did we learn today, ladies and gentlemen? Today we've learned Bill Gates is not trying to murder the world to vaccinate the world. We found out that news doesn't matter and inflation doesn't matter because you can just do what you can do. You can know of these things. I think it's good to know about these things, but you can't let them overwhelm you. They can be part of your knowledge base. No, I didn't say inflation didn't matter. I said the knowledge of inflation doesn't change what you do. And you learn to short Tesla. And go ahead, contact Ellie with your losses. And we've learned that Randy doesn't like people that don't think. That's what we've learned. That's my biggest takeaway. And I lost the subscriber today, so channel's gonna have to close. Channel's gonna have to close. We lost a subscriber. Always have an exit strategy. Those can be pretty important. Well, I can't teach every lesson, Mohammed. Well, especially if you're look, like I said earlier, I don't mind a good hedge if you have some thought behind it, if there's a thesis, and in my opinion, you have a rationale to close the hedge because all you're doing is you're limiting gains. Like if the market's going up 30% and you've been involved in the market the whole time and you're all right, I stopped OBS and started it again. Let's see if we'll maybe it's OBS, maybe it's not. I don't know why it works fine during the crypto power hour though. It looks like we're okay now. I should be golden, Ellie. I got the biggest plan south of Gigabit, which I'm not. I think I can get fiber to the house, which is what the Gigabit plan is. But anyway, yeah, it should be fine. Difference between trading and profession, trading for profession and hobby. I actually disagree with that. I think if you're trading, it's a profession. Period. Nope, no background. Not really. I do everything on the foreground, not too much in the background. No disk fragmenter. It's an SSD, and no, I don't even think I've loaded a virus scan on this new setup yet. So I don't have anything. Yeah, fair enough. Appreciate that. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It seems solid now, though. I don't know. Maybe there's some. Maybe OBS has some kind of RAM thing where it's got a memory leak or something. I don't know. One thing I've noticed though is that when I stop the stream, it just has a hard time stopping. Then I have to kill the program. And today it came up fine. The past couple days though, it hasn't come up fine. So I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, OBS is my streaming software. I'll put it on the screen here for you so you can see a screen and a screen and a screen. You can get it for Mac and anything. It's just a free streaming software. It's pretty good. I like it. OBS. All right, let's take a look around. We got AMD, Soxel, Mongdb. Guess I should probably go back. Soxel exploding up again today. Well, a little bit of explosion. AMD. All right, are we breaking handles and cups and stuff? Yeah, that's what you were saying, Ellie. I don't know if it's the only software. I really haven't tried another one. Seems to be kind of the de facto standard, though. And I guess if everyone's using it, you want your users to have a good streaming experience, may as well. Like you said, Ellie, they're not going to be developing their own, so may as well keep up that one. All right, VTIQ up 10% now. This was down earlier. Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. OX, D-Dog. D-Dog doing fine up here too. All right, stuff's going pretty well. Market 0.47, so it looks like we're tired from yesterday, which makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me. We'll see what happens with AMD. So far, we're kind of off the lows. And what's down here so far? We got Roku down 2.5%. That's not so hot. Carvana 11. Manitowoc, Crocs, GNC, UAL down here as well. Signature Bank. That looked like Lockheed Martin for a second. Where's Lockheed Martin? 0.07. Yeah, keep an eye on this guy. This one could do something. We'll see. Lumber Liquidators. Yee. I think it's at 2013, or maybe it was 2016 where they had their illegal immigrant hit. They just hired a bunch of illegal immigrants. YY, another potential long-term turnaround play. I think we looked at this not too long ago. Earnings are tomorrow after the market. That's a breakout. Wow, ZTO. Just more ZTO. They can't get enough of this thing. And into earnings. Also tomorrow after market. Those are going to be some expensive earnings. Take-Two, not too bad here to long-term turnaround play. NBev, Noah, Netties. Yeah, so we're doing fine so far. NVIDIA doing great. All right, guys, I think I'm going to bail. I think I've pissed enough people off today. I usually don't meet my quota, but I think today I did. Oh, and the stream gets choppy here again, too.